Morning students. So as we were discussing about garbage, okay, so we are going to today discuss about the constituent of garbage. So first of all, let's revise what is garbage. First of all, let's have a revision. So as we all know, garbage is a useless waste material produced by human beings. Okay, so it is a useless waste material. Useless waste material. That means it is a useless waste material. Useless means it can't be further used. Yes, we can use it if we treat that waste properly. That means if we treat garbage properly, it can be reused. But at a basic point, that means at the initial stage, we don't use it. Okay, that means it has already been used. Okay, so after proper treatment, it can be used. Okay, we will talk about that thing later. So garbage is a useless waste material produced at homes, okay, at shops, shopping malls, offices, etc. So what are these type of garbage? Example, simply in homes, in most cases we see vegetable waste. Vegetable waste at homes, mostly at homes, because as we all know, in homes cooking is very important to get energy. Okay, so vegetable waste. Then we have papers also. Papers in the term of what type of papers? Waste paper, that means the paper that we use during studying, during learning. Okay, then newspapers. Okay, then we have plastics, that means the food which are packed, okay, which are packed in a polythene, okay, or plastic material that act as a plastic waste. Okay, so these are all waste from homes. From office, same, paper waste. Okay, then we have plastic waste at extra. Then from office or from industries, not industries, from factories, okay, from shopping malls, we get different types of waste. So in all these thing we see plastic the most. Okay, that means plastics are useful as well as it is harmful. That means it is a major constituent of waste. Major constituent of waste. Okay, so this was all about garbage. Okay, now let's talk about constituent of garbage. Let's talk about constituent of garbage. Constituent of garbage means what does garbage constitute? What are present in the garbage? Constituent of garbage. So as we all know, garbage are of many types. Okay, it can be paper, it can be plastic, it can be chemicals also, it can be vegetable waste also. Okay, so they have been segregated, or they have been categorized into four main groups. Number one, useful material. Useful material means the waste, okay, the waste which can be again used, that means which can be recycled, are called useful material. Okay, so material present in the garbage, that can be reused after proper treatment. That means material useful, or material that can be recycled, that can be reused by proper treatment. Material that can be reused by proper treatment is called useful material. As for example, plastic bottles, okay, then we have papers also. These are useful, that means they can be recycled. Instead of throwing here and there, that means instead of throwing with a liquid waste, we can segregate it. Okay, so example, we have plastic, or you can say plastic bottle also, or plastics also, simply plastics also. Okay, then glass, paper, cloth, okay, plastic, we have glass also can be recycled, okay, or reused. It can be reused by proper treatment. It's not that we use paper and again we can use it, okay, no, it must be proper treated. That means who treats? Okay, it is treated in the factories or the things where it is made. Okay, plastic, glass, we have paper, certain clothes. So instead of burning, these clothes can be given for recycling or reusing. Then we have metals like tin, aluminum, etc. That means these metals, instead of throwing, that means aluminum products, the food which comes at our homes, okay, that means the packed food, they are kept in the aluminum cans, okay, and that aluminum cans can be recycled. That means it can be reused, and these all materials are termed as useful materials. Okay, that means which can be reused after proper treatment. Okay, that's why the kabari walas, okay, they take all these things. They take paper, they take plastic, they also take clothes, they take tin, they take aluminiums, okay, and other useful materials. Now let's talk about non-useful materials. Number 2, non-useful materials. Non-useful materials. So, excuse me. So the non-useful materials are those garbage which cannot be reused. That means materials which cannot be reused. That means it can't be reused. These materials can't be reused directly. Okay, it can't be reused directly, but indirectly they are very much useful. Like as for example, to produce fertilizer, to produce biogas, etc. Okay, example we have kitchen waste, animal dung, etc. Example, kitchen waste and animal dung. Kitchen waste mostly constitute vegetable waste. Okay, kitchen waste means vegetable waste. So both the things are organic. They can't be used. That means the kitchen waste, the vegetables, as for example the potato or the onions, okay, their skin, that means their peels, when used they can't be used again. Okay, but they are useful when they decompose, or rot. Okay, that means the kitchen waste and the animal dung. Animal dung means gobar, you can say. Okay, simply in simple sense you can say gobar. This can't be used directly, but it is used indirectly. That means when these things are get decomposed in the ground, okay, they act as a fertilizer or manure. They act as a fertilizer or manure. Okay, so they are organic and degradable. They are organic and degradable. Degradable means which can be decomposed, okay. So useful and non-useful already discussed. So now let's talk about non-biodegradable material. Number third one, non-biodegradable material. Non-biodegradable material, that means those material which can't be disposed of easily, okay, that means which can't be decomposed, okay, that means the material which can't be broken down into harmless substance, the material which can't be broken down into harmless substance, harmless or toxic, non-toxic substance, non-toxic substance are termed as non-biodegradable. Okay, can't be broken down. Broken down means by various factors. Okay, by inorganic factors and by organic factors. That means biotic and abiotic factors. Abiotic factors, that means by the action of air, water. Okay, and biotic factors means by worms. That means decomposed by worms. Okay, by bacterial action even after long time, okay, by bacterial action even after long time, okay. So the material which can't be broken down into harmless non-toxic substances by bacterial action. Bacterial action means by the action of bacteria. Okay, bacteria are useful for decomposing the materials, and the material which can't be decomposed by these bacteria are termed as non-biodegradable material. Example, we have plastics. So instead of throwing plastics in the ground, okay, simply give it to the kabadiwalas for reuse. Okay, that will control the pollution and save our environment. Then we have glass, detergents, paints, etc. Even glass also. Detergents, certain type of detergents, paints, etc. So these things, plastic, glass, detergent, paints, they are non-decomposed. That means they don't decompose. They are non-biodegradable. Okay, so they will remain in the ground for a long period of time. They will remain in the ground for a long period of time and cause harm to the environment. So instead of throwing plastic and glass, it can be given to where? Given to the kabadiwalas for recycling or for reuse. Okay, detergents and paint. Okay, these things must be treated in a correct manner. That means first of all it must be cleaned with, these things must be cleaned with cloth or paper, okay, then it can be burnt. Okay, so this was all about non-biodegradable material. At last, let's talk about biodegradable material. Same answer, only you have to just change the biodegradable material, that means the material which can be broken down into harmless non-toxic substances by bacterial action. Okay, by bacterial action within a short period of time. That means within a short period of time. That means it can be decomposed by the action of bacteria. Okay, within a short period of time. It can be 1 year, it can be 2 years. That is short period of time. Okay, so there are various types of materials which can be decomposed. Example, we have kitchen waste, paper, cotton clothes. Okay, kitchen waste, paper, cotton clothes. Then we have dead and decaying organisms. Dead and decaying organisms. That means these are biodegradable. That means they will decompose. As for example, kitchen waste. Kitchen waste means especially vegetable waste. They can be decomposed by the action of bacteria. Paper, that also can be decomposed. Cotton clothes, they also can decompose. Dead and decaying organism. Dead and decaying organism means the organism which die naturally. Okay, as for example, if a dog or cat, they die, okay, they can decompose. Okay, decompose in the ground, and later on these act as a manure. Okay, so in this sense, by learning the constituent of garbage, what we learn? We learn that we have 4 types of constituent. Useful, that means those things which can be reused. Non-useful, that means those waste which we can't use directly, okay, which we can't reuse directly, okay, but indirectly that can be used, okay, indirectly that are useful, okay, when it is decomposed. Then third one, non-biodegradable substance which do not decompose for a long period of time. Okay, then biodegradable material means the material which decompose or can be broken into harmless substances. Okay, so when we throw garbage, okay, we must throw it in a correct manner. If you mix liquid waste with solid waste, okay, that means the solid waste which are useful, that also will be contaminated. So instead of throwing liquid waste and solid waste in one dustbin, we can use 2 dustbins. Similarly, biodegradable waste and degradable waste, that can also be segregated or that can also be separated. Okay, if we separate it, we can throw degradable material in ground, okay, and non-degradable material we can simply give it for reuse or recycle. Okay, so it's our responsibility to do the same. Okay, so this was all about constituent of garbage.